Hi everyone, welcome to Kitty Cat Circus. Today I'm going to teach you how to do your makeup just like this. I'd consider this makeup look beginner to intermediate because there's not too much going on. It's a lot of different colors, but we're not doing any crazy fine lines. We're not doing a full face of clown white. So I think this look is really for everybody. The first time I ever did this look last year, I used eyeshadow instead of grease paint, so you really can work with what you've got. Put in any colors that you want to as we go along. You can find in the description of this video everything that you'll need to make this look happen. When you're ready, let's get started. First things first, we're gonna block the eyebrows for this one. So, first of all, you're gonna get a Q-tip and you're just gonna get a little bit of rubbing alcohol on your Q-tip. From there, we're gonna use this to clean our eyebrows. So, just going back and forth, getting any makeup, grease, or dirt off of your eye. I definitely filled my eyebrows today, so there's quite a bit of makeup in here. And then just go to the other side. Alrighty, once you feel that you've gotten all the makeup, dirt, and oil out, flip to the dry side and then just go back and do that again, but drying it all up. Okay, now you're gonna need this little fun dually brush and Elmer's stick glue. The most important thing when gluing your eyebrows down is applying pressure so that you really get that sleek look. So right here we're gonna start by just going back and forth against the grain and with the grain, really getting as much glue as you can up in your eyebrow. Once you feel like there's a sufficient layer, start going only with the grain. Now, I'm gonna pick up this dually brush and just with pressure brush my eyebrow hair in an up and out direction. And get it nice and flat. And then you're gonna take the glue and you're gonna go over that again, but this time only with the grain. All right, now I want you to come back to the Q-tip with a little bit of alcohol on it. And we're just gonna do the surrounding area of your skin, get any excess glue off. Sometimes it tends to clump, and then it just kind of makes it hard to put any makeup in the area. After you do that, we can move on to the other eye. So just rubbing the glue into your eyebrow, against the grain and with the grain. Apply pressure, really make sure that the glue is coming off of the stick and into your eyebrow hair. Okay, wow, I think I've got freaking plenty. Taking my little brush, applying pressure as I do a nice slow brush up and out. And once you feel that you've got that, you can take the glue, go again with the grain. Then come back to your Q-tip. I'm just gonna get a little more alcohol on mine because there is hella glue on my skin right here. And then just clean up the area a little bit. Should definitely close your eyelid so you don't get any alcohol in your eye. That is the worst. All right, we're looking pretty good here. Now, what I do to see that my eyebrows are ready is I'm gonna take my index finger and just slide it across my eyebrow, feeling if any hairs are lifting up. On this side, yes, I definitely have. Let's check this side. Yeah, so now, only going with the grain, you're gonna apply the pressure and woo, nice and slow, get those hairs down. And we'll go again, really making sure it sticks down. And then the other eye, brow. All right, now get your alcohol Q-tip, clean up the area just a bit. Get any little glue pearls off of your face. You do not want that underneath your grease paint. Okay, so now I'm gonna go again. And I'm not pressing, it's just very softly across the top. All right, I'd say my eyebrows are pretty good. Now I want you to grab your setting powder and your brush for that. And we're gonna just stick these puppies in place. So just a little pat, pat, pat. And the other side, pat, pat, pat. Maybe a little bit more. All right, now whenever you're using this brush, it's always gonna be really soft movements. Because let me tell you, when you use this over some grease paint and you go a little too hard, you're gonna mess up the grease paint. So, okay, moving on. We are going to start just with this colorful base since that is the most of what's happening. And I think that we're gonna start with an orange in the center of the face. You'll wanna grab a makeup sponge. Mine already has some paint on it. You can use the circles, the eggs, the triangles, whatever floats your boat. I've used all of them and I still don't quite have a preference. So here I have my Athena palette and I'm gonna take this hot orange out of the middle, get a little bit of it there. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of the excess off on my hand. And then we're just focused on making almost like a Burning Man shape. Just a little whoop and a whoop down the center here, nothing too crazy. So you can start all the way up by where your eyebrow is. And we're gonna work our way down. And then just about to the, almost just above the tip of your nose, because we're gonna add a clown nose later. And then start to bring it down off of your nose onto the side of your nose. And then even a little bit under the eye. When using so many different colors of grease paint like this, you know there's some sharp points where color is crossing, but then there's also blended points. The softer and the more blended I prefer. So let's see if I can like pull that off with this makeup look. Okay. And then start to bring it under your eye just a little bit. All right, so I'm kind of just bringing this onto my cheeks a little bit, but not below my nose, just so that when I start to bring in all these other colors, I can bring them together and just make it look nice and blended. Not many gaps where it's like just my plain skin color. And I'm just gonna soften this bit by my, between my eyebrows a little bit. You can just like bring the color out by going over the eyebrow. Okay, this is a good start. Now we're gonna move on to this dark blue by the eyes. It's like a blue or like a teal in the Athena palette. I have this like dark teal color and I'm gonna use that one. When applying grease paint around the eyes, it's really important not to do too much grease paint because we have so many little cracks and crevices and it'll just build up. So definitely the softer the better. And yeah, let's go. So I always start by taking off the excess on my hand a little bit. Wow, this matches this color perfectly. If you've got the Athena palette, we're on it. So here, this one's really making like a rounded shape and ending underneath the eye. And we're just gonna try to run with that a bit. So from about right at the tip of my eyebrow, just underneath that orange color, I'm just gonna gently drag this in a rounded motion, nice and carefully, bring it under my eye. Wow, that's not too bad. Okay, Now we're gonna build off of that a bit. So I'm gonna start to fill in this area of the corner of my eye. Whoop-de-doo. Blend it out just a little bit. Kind of look like I have a black eye, but that's okay. It's part of the process. We got this. Let's do the other side, bringing this little whoop from top to bottom. So from right under the eyebrow and the orange. Whoop. Wow, that is so weird to do, but it's working. So now we're just gonna work on this shape and softening out these colors and filling in the corner of the eye. Once you're feeling all right about this very weird color combination on our face, we're gonna move on to the next color. It looks like the next one is this light green, kind of even like lime green, which we also just happen to have in the Athena palette. We're gonna focus on getting this center piece of the eye and underneath the eye a little bit. Yeah, sure, what the heck, I'll go with this neon green. Let's see if this gives me the colors that I want. So just right here. Okay, 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 okay. This is so interesting. It can be so hard to commit to a makeup look when you just look like a freaking hooligan during the entire process. But it really is just about like trusting the process. So you see how I have like a line here of this lime green? I'm gonna just gently work on blending this with the darker, dark teal color that's right there. More focused on pulling the color out rather than in, because we don't want to cover up all that teal. All right. Wow, not bad at all. This is great. We just needed another color and I'm already feeling better. Let's do the other side. Just right in the center. And then bringing it underneath the eye a little bit too. And out to the side. And then just work on blending that a bit with this dark teal color. Wow, this is so bright. This is fun. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna trust the process actually and go right into this purple color. Grab another sponge. And in the Athena palette, we've got this beautiful purple color right next to the black. That's what I'm gonna go for. So this color is gonna just bring a little bit of roundness to the outside edges of all the colors happening. All right, you know what? Let's just take off the excess. Great, rock and roll, okay? Here we go. Wow, that is dark. So I'm actually gonna take off a little more excess and just work with this little bit of purple that's right here. All right, I'm not totally sure what my intention is with this purple. I'm just kind of moving it around in micro bits until I feel good about it. So I am trying to bring the purple onto my eyebrow a little bit, cover up the tip of my eyebrow. Yeah, okay, 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 we got this. All right, now what we're gonna do is move on to a pink. And I think I'm gonna do a soft pink just underneath this purple, and we're gonna do the hot pink for the cheek circles. So for your soft pink, we're just gonna need a little bit because the area we're covering is really small, but I wanna use this soft pink to pull this purple and the orange and the pink together. Yes, yes, yes. This was the right move. See how it's just like all coming together? In the beginning, we kind of looked like a alien girl from the 90s. And now we're looking like an alien girl from the 2000s. So do your best to gently connect the pink to the orange. Yes. Now it's like a mask of color, and we love that. Okay, now let's make these big cheeks. With the hot pink in the palette, just get a little bit of that on here. Just take off a little bit of the excess. And then we're gonna start small, making this circle on the cheek. So I'm just gonna start by going in a little circle, slowly making it bigger. Can add more grease paint to my sponge. Oh, that's it. Perfect. Yes. Yes. So just get this circle to the circle shape of your liking and satisfaction, and then focus on filling it in. Make sure it's nice and even. Okay, now we're gonna do the other side. Make sure that you're checking in with the shape and the placement of the other one so that you can make them as even as possible. Whenever working on blush, I like to do the smile test. Smile, see where the placement is. Do you like it? I can go just a little bit more right here. All right, I'm feeling good about it. Okay, this is fun. I like rainbows, I like colorful things. Now let's move on to the nose. Can use whatever pink color you prefer. For this one, I'm gonna use a brush to get it a little bit more exact to how I want it. Get your pink color of choice, and then starting in the little crevice of your nose, place the brush down and drag it across. And then once you've got the top line done, you can start to fill in your nose. So normally when doing a clown nose, I would not make this connection under my nose, but this look does have like a softer, padded kind of a feel. So I am gonna bring this pink to touch under the nose, and we're just gonna get it as pink as we can over here. Now, to get this like soft blurred effect, I'm literally just gonna use my finger and just like pat along the top of this. And it's just like gently blending it into the orange. Pat, 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 pat. All right, and now that line is a little bit softer. Now we're gonna move on to the mouth. You can use any color you want. This color is looking like a nice deep burgundy, and I do have a Ben Nye burgundy color here, so that's what I'll be using. Grab a brush, get a little bit of your paint on there. Now, it looks like this cutie pie overlines their lips a little bit, and I think that I'm also gonna go with that. So I'm gonna start on my bottom lip. once you get your bottom lip with a gentle overline, then that's where I go like this. And now the top of my lips are filled in. And now we're just gonna continue to overline this before we even get to doing these little outside pieces. So, I'm like being so careful about filling in this lip, but we're only gonna make everything even bigger. So let's just go for this little outside piece now. What I want you to do is to smile and notice where your little dimples are, and that's where I want you to make the base for your circle. And then once you have that base, you can begin to pull the lines in to make a soft transition to your lips. All right, this is coming together all right. All right, it might be a little imperfect, but I say it's groovy. I do want to come back to right above the eye. So find your sponges that have that little bit of greens in them and the orange as well. I want to pull this color up all the way so that you can see less and less of my eyebrow hair. But we only need to do a little bit because we're gonna bring a lot of black grease paint over this area anyway, but I just want to get the base to a satisfactory place, you know? Just gonna bring this blue color a little bit higher. Yep, that's it. Mm-hmm. Now coming back to this gentle lime green color. And just get it right on the eyebrow. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna come back to this purple just to close it off. Make sure that's the one that tops everything on the edge right there. And maybe even I'll bring this purple just gently across the top too for a little bit of depth. But you see how it's like the littlest bit, you can barely see it, and I love that. It's nice and gentle. Oh my god, this is so fun. Okay, now with our base, let's get our setting powder. You know, we're gonna need a lot of it, okay? Okay. So, really gentle pats. Starting with the mouth, just relax your face and hold your breath. And moving on everywhere, because this is all grease paint. We want to set all of it. Make sure to get underneath your eyes too. All right, I'm feeling pretty good about this, I must say. really gentle brushes. Okay, moving on to some fine lines. Let's go for black for the eyebrows and the eyeliner. Unless you're feeling like doing something different, like can do a different color eyebrow and eyeliner. Whatever floats your boat. I love this eyebrow. I love how chunky this eyebrow is. And I'm gonna just do my freaking best not to ruin it. So, when working with fine lines, especially black, just roll that excess off just a little bit. Can always add more, but it's harder to take off. All right, here we go. Starting with a smaller line and gradually making it bigger. I'm just gonna bring my brush right to the edge of my eyebrow that I can barely see anymore. And I'm gonna press this brush to my face and very steadily pull it over, okay? Here goes freaking nothing. Okay, that didn't come out at all like how I wanted it to, but it's okay. It's okay. Let's just get the base of the other side too. A push and a pull. Okay, at least they're even in their mistakes. And now just slowly fill it in until you get this to the shape that you want it to be. All right, it's coming together okay. Okay, I feel these eyebrows are where I want them. Now I'm gonna move on to the eyeliner. So in this image, if you look closely, it looks like this cutie has some lines just coming out from underneath the eye. So I'm gonna go for 3 lines. I'm gonna go for my wing, a little on the side, and a little more on the side. If you're not great at eyeliner, I like to start really small, and it always ends up becoming massive on my face. But just starting on the outside and then later pulling the black across the eyelid to make it all connected. Here goes nothing. I'm procrastinating. Does anybody else hate doing their eyeliner? Or is it just me? I used to really suck at it, but I mean, at least I practice all the time and I've gotten a little bit better, but I swear it is just as overwhelming every time. You know what? I think I'm just only gonna do 1, 2. I think I'm just gonna do the top and one on bottom. I'm still gonna bring this a little bit bigger. Give it a point. Oh, that was a lot of work. Okay, the next eye. Ma'am. We're making it out of the dark. We're almost there. Now, with just a little bit of the black, I'm gonna pull it all the way across my eyelid. All right, my eyeliner is not even by any means, but that's okay. Because people can't see both sides of my face at the same time perfectly, and maybe they won't know. Now, let's set this black makeup really gentle. And gently brush it away. Yeah. Come here, my muffin. My little Thai muffin. No. Oh. Oh, I don't want to make your nose pink. I love you. Okay. What is next? White lines. Really tiny, fine, little white lines that just bring that little oomph. Going for the white in the Athena palette. So taking that little bit of excess off on the hand, I'm gonna start with these little lines in the creases of the eyes. And I'm focused on staying just a little bit above the crease. Now going beneath the eye. I love you. Now a little bop on the nose. And a little bit on the lips. Now you can set that with the setting powder. And very softly brush it off. Do you know what the last part is? Eyelash glue and tiny Q-tips preferably. And I'm gonna teach you my favorite way to apply eyelashes. When I first started doing makeup, I just had no idea what I was doing. And someone taught me this trick, and it helps your eyelashes stay on for freaking ever. Alrighty, so get a little bit of glue on the tip of your Q-tip. Grab one eyelash, okay? And you're gonna put the glue on the eyelash, just a nice thin and even layer. Really try not to be excessive here. Okay, once you have a nice even layer, we're not gonna leave this on our eye. We are just gonna strategically place the glue on your eye and remove the eyelash. So, I'm gonna start with the outside edge of my eye, and I'm just like tapping it down there, and I'm bringing it all the way across to touch the other part of my eye, and then lifting it up, and you can see the glue is on my lash, or on my eyelid rather. Now, put that lash down, grab the next lash, get some glue on your Q-tip. Same cutie pies, a nice thin and even layer. And then starting with the outside edge, tap it, bring it all the way into the center. Alrighty. All the way over, and a tap and a lift, and all the glue is there. Now, go back to the other eyelash, and this time we're sticking this puppy on. So, starting in the corner, press it right where you want it, drag it over, press it down, and then I like to go on top and on bottom and just gently pinch and press. Pinch and press. Yum. All right, other side, starting at the corner, bring it over, pinch and press. Okay, adding on to this, you could add glitter, you could add shimmer, you can do anything. You can also take your e.l.f. setting spray and give yourself a little Wow. I think that this turned out pretty awesome. Wow, we're done. We did it. I feel like we did a pretty fabulous job. What I really like about this look is you can switch up the colors however you want to. Go for softer colors, darker colors, stick more to one tone of a color, whatever you want to do. It's just plopping on some makeup and blending it together. And oh, I forgot to add just this one little line down the nose. So I'm here and I'm gonna go whoop. Perfect. Okay, better. Now we can wrap this up. Thank you for taking time to do your clown makeup with me today. I hope that you learned a lot. I hope that this flowed for you. Have fun being a cutie patootie clown wherever you go, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye.